link. I'm going live on my YouTube channel, Sister Soul Rock. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to keep this hat on the whole time, but it's on for now. And so, hello everyone. Welcome. Episode number 1 of the Pam Grier Show, A Year in Pam Grier. I am Sister Soul Rock. So first, I want to let you know my disclaimer. I am technically challenged. I am homeless. I am living in someone else's home. I am in a room. I had to make do with what I could do with the stuff that's in this room, and I've organized it to the best of my ability because the more I do things, my dreams, my goals, and my gifts, the quicker I can get in my own home with a job, customers, and clients, and writing and playwriting. So I'm all dolled up, as you can see. This is my Pam Grier hair, and I put on eyelashes that I do not know how to put on. So if they fall off, it is what it is. I don't want to do the mascara because I don't want to take it all off. You're wrong. So I'm going to take this off. Well, maybe I should leave it on. I don't know. It's so Pam Grierish. Let me see. Anywho, okay, let me get to the show. Okay. I gotta put on my glasses. I didn't know I would have to put on my glasses. I try to make my cue cards big, but evidently they're not big enough. I try to go live on YouTube, but YouTube is not YouTube. Instagram is saying I need a software. I know nothing about that, so YouTube it is. I hope YouTube is on. You can rewatch it. I hope it saves. I hope I am saving it. Uh, I hope, but I guess it'll pop up. Anywho, so intro. What's happening, World Wide Web? It's so funny looking at two screens. Okay. Let my enter Tressa Azarel Smallwood come to me. Let my enter Tressa Azarel Smallwood come to me. She is doing her thing at BET. I'm in California, back in Southern California. It is what the young folks say lit this weekend because BET is happening, but we don't have a job, customers or clients. You're at home doing videos. I would love to be down there. I would have loved to have met her in person. But anywho, this is for you, Tressa. Welcome to A Year in Pam Grier. I'm the creator and host, Sister Soul Rock. A show about Pam Grier because I'm a big fan. Pam Grier is Pamela Suzette Grier, a Gemini born May 26th. So until next May 26th, we're going to be having Pam Grier shows. I'll go through her glorious, glamorous, and sometimes not so glamorous, but beautiful, extremely talented, and gifted career. She's been nominated for 21 awards of a variety of awards. Only won 9, in my opinion. She was robbed. She should have won all 21 of them. A Year in Pam Grier. I will cover her films, her TV gigs from the start of 1970 up until now. And I'll share excerpts from her memoir, My Life in 3 Acts. I'm not going to read the whole book because you need to go out and buy it if you're a true fan. And it's right behind me. You might not be able to see it. I might have too much light. I don't know. I just know people do a lot of lighting when they're doing stuff. So I already said my disclaimer is that I am technically challenged, but I'm working on it. So let's get into A Year of Pam Grier. Okay, and I'm paying homage to her cover. She has like lavender and purple in her font. And so, tonight is purple. So, okay. Pam Grier has, to this date, made career count 61 movies, 42 TV shows, 2 video games, and to my surprise, only 1 music video. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. He's a fan like me. I hope one day you will be watching and you'll see that we both love Pam Grier. I know your story about how you met her. You guys are in a couple of movies together, and you have been the only person to put her in your video, which I'm shocked. If I was a singer or rapper, she'd be like a staple in all my videos. That's how much I love her. Okay, so now I'm going to read an excerpt from the movie. Again, I'm not reading the whole book, just a little bit of it. Okay, it is very, very tight in here. The dress I wanted to wear was one of those kimonos, and I must have already worn it. It was purple and it was just beautiful. It was glittery. I couldn't find it, so I'm wearing this, and this is one of my dresses that's mm, loving on me too much. Oh my god! I swear I want a breast reduction. People getting big boobs, I want smaller boobs. Anywho, my life in three acts. Foxy Brown. I mean, well, she was Foxy Brown, but Pam Grier, a memoir. Okay, just reading just a little bit. Oh my god, and I do love all of the titles. So she has Act One, Act Two, Act Three, of course. Uh, but the titles of each chapters are just wonderful. I'm gonna read those maybe next show, but for right now, I'm just gonna read just a little tiny bit. Uh, Act One, Chapter One, Stunt Work is the title. Stunt Work. I was smuggled in my mother's arms in the back seat of an old Buick. My dad's Air Force buddy was at the wheel, driving us from Fort Dix Air Force Base to Colorado, where my dad was being transferred. I'd been born into a military family, making my first move by car at 3 weeks old. Since blacks were rarely seen on trains, and of course, there was no way we could afford to fly, even if planes had been available. I was born in Winston-Salem, where my dad's family lived. My parents had expected their visit to North Carolina to last 3 to 4 days before they returned to Colorado, where mom would give birth to me. But it seemed that between the intense heat, the long hours of relaxation, and the large mouthfuls of ripe, juicy watermelon she ingested, my mom went into early labor with me. She was uncomfortable having a baby in Winston-Salem. You can imagine. She wanted to be safe and sound in Colorado. When I was born, with her own family around her, apparently I had other plans. Now, Dad was in the passenger seat riding shotgun while his buddy drove the old 48 crank Brewer with no seatbelts, had, which no one had as yet. In the back seat, the driver's wife was carrying a goldfish in a bowl of water, and Mom was carrying me, Pamela Suzette Grier. It doesn't say that, but I just wanted to insert that in there. As we rode along the New Jersey Turnpike, a car sped down on the on ramp past us, and suddenly, that's it. Read for yourself. So that was the page one, an excerpt from her memoir, Pam Grier, Her Life in Three Acts. As I mentioned earlier, she's been in coming up on 70, 75 movies, 61 movies, various TV shows. She's actually on a series right now. What I want to bring to your attention is in 1970, she made her first movie. I think I'm going to take the hat off. She made her first movie. Let's see if I can swing it back. Oh, that's far enough. Woo! Swing it back. She made her first movie, and it was called, where are you? This is the promo billboard, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Now, this was a book from a movie, but they kind of made it into a parody also. I have the DVD, and I've watched the DVD several times. Uh, there is let me see, there is the cover of the DVD. This is what the studios made, for the movie advertisement when it came out in 1970. This is an image of the soundtrack. And this is Pam Grier in her first movie. Her title was Movie Goer, Party Goer, Party Goer. This was her costume. This was her hairstyle. This was her makeup. This was the young, beautiful Pam Grier. I believe she was 21 years old in 1970. Let me take a sip of water because my mouth is already parched. And also, this was supposed to be a drink, but I forgot to get. I got some E&J, and I forgot to get Coca-Cola. I didn't even think about it till tonight. Okay. Now the DVD is in Cleveland. I hope to meet up with it soon because I'm in Southern California, um, and I just think about her very first movie, young Pam Grier. Evidently, by then she had left Colorado, came to Los Angeles, where Hollywood, where people come to be a movie star. Oh, I do have to say a sidebar. As old as I am, as long as I've been wearing makeup, I'm still really not good at putting it on. Um, but tonight I put on false eyelashes, and I'm terrible at putting on false eyelashes. I really, really am. So if they fall off, I mean, it is what it is. I just didn't feel like putting on mascara. So I think about Pam Grier going to the audition. How did she find out about it? Just the whole, I'm sure that might be in the book, just the whole scenario that got her to this costume in that movie in 1970, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which is like a cult classic after it because critics hated it at the time. But, critic is a critic. That's what they do. But now it's a cult classic. It's a kooky movie. I'm actually going to read you about the movie so you can understand, but this was her first movie. And I think to myself, did she have an afro? Did she have straight hair? Was it in a ponytail? Was she confident? Was she nervous? What was it like for Pam Grier to do her first movie audition in 1970 and she got it? Now, the movie is set around three girls. Of course, to me, she could have been one of the main characters. But you know what? When you're starting off, she did the right thing. And it was like not a strange movie. It was just, I'm glad she was in it and got her start because 60 more movies later, we have Pam Grier. So I'm going to read to you about the movie. Of course, this is straight from Wikipedia. If it's true or not, who knows? It's Wikipedia, but that is what it is. So let's see. This is Wikipedia Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. And everybody, I'm Sister Soul Rock. I'm your host. This is A Year in Pam Grier, the show, episode number 1. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is a 1970 American satirical musical melodrama film starring Dolly Reed, Cynthia Myers, Marsha McBroom, Phyllis Davis, John Lazar, Michael Bloodgett, and David Curran. The film was directed by Russ Meyer and screenwritten by Roger Ebert. Does that name sound familiar to everybody? As it should. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What was it? Siskel and Ebert? I forget who they were, but you know him. He was the film critic. They had a TV show. He wrote this film. Can you believe this? From a story by Ebert and Meyer. Originally intended to be a sequel to the 1967 film Valley of the Dolls, being a slang term for depressant pills or downers. Wow. So back in the day, in the 70s, 69 or whatever, it was a drug. They called them dolls, which was some get high. Wow. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls was instead revised as a parody, I told you that, of a commercially successful but critically reviled original. Beyond met a similar fate. Critics initially panned it, but it became a box office success. Because first for me, on a personal note, I never go to a movie that a critic say was good or bad. I see the review, the trailer, I either like it or I don't. I never do that with anything in my life. Like, I know it's people do, oh, don't eat that ice cream, it's nasty, and they never eat it. Like, well, let me taste it for myself. Anyway, back to Pam Grier. Okay, so the film was developed into a cult subsequent decades and earned some critical reprisal for its satirical and meta-fictional elements. The plot. Three young women, Kelly, I'm not going to go with their last names, Kelly, Casey, and her name was Petro, what was it? Petronella. Okay, wait, I said it earlier. Pet Ranella, but they called her Pet. Thank God, because Pet Ranella is a mouthful. They were in a rock band. Kelly had an affair. Kelly, managed by a guy named Harris, Kelly's boyfriend, before traveled to Los Angeles to find Kelly's estranged aunt, Susan, an heiress to a family fortune. After Susan promises Kelly a third of her inheritance, Porter, her sleazy financial advisor, discredit Kelly as a hippie. They hated hippies back in the day. Good grief. If you were loving and kind and wanted peace, then there's something wrong with you. Well, ain't nothing happened. Everything's still the same. People prefer drama and hate and craziness over peace and love. I'm a hippie then. To dissuade Susan from dividing the fortune, he secretly wants to embezzle. That makes sense. Undeterred, Susan introduces the Kelly affair. Oh, I guess that's the name of the band. The Kelly affair to a flamboyant, well-connected rock producer named Ronnie, who coaxes them. Oh, what is this word? Who coaxed them into an impromptu performance at one of his outrageous parties. Insert Miss Pam Grier, y'all. Party goer. I wonder what number she was. Party goer number one in my book. Okay. Now, the band is so well received that Z-Man becomes their Svengali manager, changing their names to Carrie Nations and starting a long simmering feud with Harris. Kelly was just away from Harris and dates Lance, a high-priced gigolo who has his own designs on her inheritance. After losing Kelly, Harris is seduced by a sexually aggressive porn star, Ashley. She soon tires of his conventional nature and waning libido due to increasing drug and alcohol intake. Go figure that. Further descent into drug and alcohol use leads to a fist fight with Lance, a one-night stand with Casey, which results to a pregnancy. Kelly ends an affair with Lance after he severely beats Harris. Casey just showing up getting pregnant and weary of men's what is that? Foibles, has a lesbian affair with fashion designer Roxanne, who pressures her to have an abortion. Pet has a seemingly enchanted romance with a law student, Emerson. After they meet at the Z-Man's parties, their fairy tale romance frays, and Pet sleeps with Randy, a violent prize fighter who beats up Emerson and tries to run him down with a car. Porter offers Kelly $50,000 to relinquish any claim on Susan's inheritance. When Kelly angrily rejects his offer at one of Z-Man's parties, here we go. This movie is just full of parties. Susan learns of his underhanded ploy and severs her ties with him. The Carrie Nation releases several records despite constant touring and drug use. They was rock stars, rock and roll. That's what you do. Upset at being pushed to the sideline, Harris attempts suicide, releasing from the rafters on the soundstage during a television appearance by the band. Harris survives the fall but becomes a paraplegic from his injuries. Kelly devotes herself to caring for Harris, and Emerson forgives Pet for her infidelity. Casey and Roxanne share a tender romance, and Susan Lake is reunited with her former fiance Baxter. Oh, the idyllic existence ends when Z-Man invites Casey, Roxanne, and Lance to a psychedelic feud party at his house. Another party, one of his Pam's there. After Z-Man tries to seduce Lance, who spurns him, he reveals that he has breasts and is a female in drag. Z-Man goes on a murderous rampage. He kills Lance with a sword. He stabs his servant Otto to death and shoots Roxanne and Casey, killing them. Responding to the desperate phone call Casey made shortly before her death, Kelly, Harris, and Pet and Emerson arrive at Z-Man's house to seduce him. Pet is wounded in a melee with ends and Z-Man's death. Harris is able to move his feet, which is the start of his recovery from paralysis. Three couples, Kelly, Harris, Patton Emerson, and Susan and Baxter, wed at the end, while Porter watches from the side courthouse window. So that was Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I highly recommend it. I like movies that are different, movies that are just wild. It was a good movie. I love cult like movies. So that was our Pam Grier first movie as a party goer. You can see her name in the credits, but I'll be damned. I have watched that movie. I was watched it through, didn't see her. Watched it again, kind of slowed it down when the party scene looked like paused it, looked all around, didn't see her. Watched it again, I still didn't see her, but her name is in the credits. It's on every Wikipedia, everything about Pam Grier is listed Beyond the Valley of the Dolls as her, it being her first movie. Now, the casting was composed almost entirely of unknowns. So, which makes sense. This was her first movie. It was perfect. And Pam Grier makes her, in this Wikipedia about Return Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, it says Pam Grier made her film debut as an extra in a party scene. I mean, the whole movie was one big party, party at the party at the party at the party, but that was wonderful. So basically, you guys, I just wanted to introduce myself, Soul Rock, Pam Grier. This is um, all about Pam Grier. No, we look just alike. We're twins. I'm just kidding. I love her. I admired her. I grew up watching her movies. I'm a child from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the three best decades ever in history, in my opinion. I do want to leave with a quote, and I do want to very quickly. I'm going to have some intros. And I want an outro, but I haven't thought of it yet. So bear with me, and I probably might change it. But get her book, My Life in 3X, Foxy, a Pam Grier memoir. Better seeing it right there. So far, ooh, no one's watching, but that's okay. I can see myself. I'm happy that the internet stayed because where I am, there's no internet. It may be internet for 15 minutes. Hallelujah. I got it for going on 25 minutes. Praise. Okay, I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to leave you with this. Pam Grier's films, 1970, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. We just talked about that. 1971, The Big Doll House. Women in Cages, 1972, The Twilight People. Cool Breeze, The Big Bird Cage. Hitman, 1973. Black Mama, White Mama. Coffee. Woo. Scream, Black Leela, Scream. Ah! That series, oh my God, the greatest. 1974, The Arena. Foxy Brown. We all know that. You don't know. 1975, they don't have nothing to do with that, but you know what I'm saying. Sheba Baby. Bucktown. Friday Foster. Oh, I love that one, Friday. I love them all. 1976, Drum. 1977, Twilight of Love. Greased Lightning. We know what became of that. I'll let y'all know. No one knows. That'd be a good trivia question. Greased Lightning. Who played her co-worker? Not co-worker, her co-star. And what happened between her and that co-star? Clutching my pearls. 1977. Oh, I said that. Twilight, Greased Lightning. 1981. Fort Apache, The Bronx. 1983. Tough Enough. 1983. Also, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. Ooh, wow. 1985. Stand Alone. 1986. The Vindicator, On the Edge. 1987. The All Nighter. 1988. Above the Law. Oh, remember that Steven Seagal series of stuff? 1989, The Package. 1990, Class of 1999. 1991, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. 1993, Posse. Ooh. 1996, Original Gangsters. Escape from LA, Mars Attacks. 1977, Strip Search. Faking the Funk, Jackie Brown. Ooh, Two Snaps in a Circle. 1999, Jawbreaker, No Tomorrow. In Too Deep. Ooh. Holy smoke. 2000, Snow Day. Wait, Snow Day? Fortress 2 Re-Entry. It's still good. Wilder. 2001, 3 a.m. Love the Hardware. Oh my God, I love that movie. Oh, Adrian Brody. I still want to marry him. Good night. Anyway, 2002, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, Baby of the Family. Oh, I forgot 2000. I forgot 2001, Ghost of Mars, Bone. 2005, Back in the Day. 2010, Just Right. The Invited, Machete, Maidens Unleashed, 2011, Larry Crown, Corman's Wild Exploits of Hollywood Rebel, 2012, Women Without Are Loose on the Seventh Day, The Man with the Iron Fist, Mafia, and 2017, Bad Grandmas. I saw that. Being Rose, 2019, Palms, 2023, Cinnamon. That was so good. And Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. So, let me see. Oh, I do want to say that it has been said. First, I have a quote from Pam Grier, but she's noted to be the. Oh my God! I just dropped this card. Good night. She was noted to be quoted to be uh, first female action hero. First female action hero. Okay, now let me see. I just want to say a personal. So, growing up in the 1970s and 80s, when things were so cool and different, we would watch Pam Grier movies and with adults. And if a nudity came, they would just, do that, just cover our eyes, and we didn't even know what's happened. We were innocent. The pimps in the movies, they didn't really register with us. They were just, they didn't translate to what we didn't really translate it to what they were really doing. So we didn't think it was like bad or anything like that. It was, it was bad guys and good guys because we were just kids. We never knew, really what that was. We just enjoyed the movie, the action, the clothes, the funny parts, and it just left our minds after that. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm, something happened to me because I saw that movie. We didn't. Things were not like that, like they are now. So for me, watching them now, I see them from the heart of my 10 and 12-year-old self, just as innocent, but they are funnier. I love all the clothes. I love the fashion, the style. I love how cool and slick they are, and just it's just funny. I just love movies from the 70s and 80s. So this was my first episode. Thank you very much. No one tuned in, but that's okay. You can watch. Oh, my God, I was at the library earlier, and I was thinking, what's it called when you do? I said I was going to say, oh, you guys can watch the rerun, and I literally wrote down, so it's 3:40. As I'm writing the statement, I don't have like an outro yet, and I wanted to think. What did I say? It says, as I type this, I have my cue cards up there. So thanks for watching the rerun. And I know it's not called that, and it's 3:40 when I'm writing this. Maybe I'll think of it by then. And by golly, I thought of it. It's called replay. Yay! Replay. You get like a replay. Anyway, so this is the quote. I'm gonna always, give a quote from Miss Grier. I'm gonna hold her right by me. So Miss Pam Grier has said, "When I was a young girl, I never thought of acting. I never thought of television, of fans, movie stars, signing autographs. It never crossed my mind." But she also says the very first movie that she saw, drum roll, right, that'll be my drum roll, was Godzilla. Oh my God, I knew we were sisters. I am like the biggest Godzilla fan. I literally want to go to Japan not just to, I want to go to Japan because I love the country. I want to go to Japan and go to the Godzilla museum. But I knew it was a Kendra Soul. That was the first movie she saw, and she loves Godzilla. Wouldn't that be amazing? She needs to be in the next Godzilla movies. So I'm going to say goodnight. It's almost 30 minutes. And as you can see, I cannot put a glass to my mouth and drink it without spilling it. I love this glass. Anywho, thank you. I am Sister Soul Rock. I hope you watched the replay, the rerun. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm on social media, Instagram, YouTube at Sister Soul Rock. You can email me at Sister Soul Rock one, the number one, Sister Soul Rock one at gmail.com. And I haven't got an outro yet. So this is the outro that I thought of. Until next time, peace, love, and Pam Grier. That's going to be corny. Dang, Don Cornelius had the best outro was peace, love. And so that's the best phrase ever. So that's my outro for tonight. Peace, love, and Pam Grier. Next time, I will meet you back here for a year of Pam Grier, hosted by Sister Soul Rock. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Now, how do I turn this off? How do I save it? End stream. Your stream will not start immediately and you will no longer be live. End stream.